Hey y'all, well, I always lie and say I'm not gonna do a long live, but usually it's about an hour before I get out and start doing some stuff. But I wanted to talk about this subject because I went over a video by Crimson Cure, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And she, for some of you guys that don't know, she is a lady that does a lot of commentary about women and some of the things that women kind of do. And you know some people consider her a part of the red pill community with some of the men, because she be really getting on to some of these women out here. And a lot of the stuff, some of the things I do agree with, some of the things I'm like, okay, sis, you're a little harsh, but I get it. But if you look at the thumbnail, because for some reason my administrator will not let me play this video due to the fact that I guess it's different things on YouTube I can and cannot play. But it was a video about a young lady that went on a date. And the guy that she went on a date with didn't think she was as pretty. Hey, Randy. Didn't think you already come with an opinion instead of saying hello, good afternoon or good morning. But yeah, she went on a date, and this was a blind date, I believe. And she went to meet this guy, and this guy had said, you're not as pretty as I thought you were. I thought that was pretty interesting. He said that to her right in her face, but I said, well, at least she know what he thinking, but it's a little rude. But she goes to explain. So I'm going to play that video on my phone due to the fact I can't share it. Then I also have some other videos as well, as if beauty is objective or subjective. And for some people, they might not know what that means. Some people go by the philosophy, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So what you may find beautiful, I might not find beautiful. What you may find handsome, I may not find that way, So we all have our different ways. You can come out the bushes. For those that are coming to support, come on out the bushes. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you come and be a nosy spectator, this may not be for you, because I'm not talking about anybody that you like. But hey, pretty brown, but you can come out the bushes. It's okay. It's okay. So he said everyone is not going to think the same. Yeah, I don't have that issue, Randy. But apparently she does. That's why I'm gonna be. So let me know if you guys can hear this. Again, I'm gonna be playing this on my phone. So hopefully you guys can hear it. Let me put it on here. Hey, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, and this is under fair use.
So we've been testing for like a week, and it's like a lot. Okay, so much so that he invites me.
Can you guys hear it?
So we're gonna go out on Saturday.
Can you guys hear it on my phone?
And Sunday. Period. I love it. I can't wait to meet you. So the first day he decides, let's go fishing. And I'm fine with that. Like, I haven't been fishing years. This man turns out to be a fishing pro. He has a fishing rod on it tattooed on his neck. I am not. So after I didn't catch anything, he caught like 3 fish in like 5 minutes. We go to the car and we're like chilling, we're vibing. We share a milkshake, we're sharing playlists, all this stuff. I forgot to tell you, oh my God. So he tells me he's 5'9", and I'm short, I'm 4'11". So I'm like, okay, everybody's tall. No, he gets out and like, I mean, I wouldn't even have to look up to get crazy.
Okay, so hey, Traveling Classy, BZ. So just to go over this, they were talking over, hey Wolf, they were talking over the phone. They had a lot of great things in common. She asked how tall he was. He says, I'm 5'9". And then she says, I'm 4'11". So we're good. Everybody's taller than me. So they decided, to finally meet up in person, because over the time they've been talking on the phone. They haven't really seen how each other look. As far as like a picture. And for some women, they use a lot of filters or they use a lot of makeup. So sometimes it's always good to show people how you look without all of that, so people can see, what they're getting at the end of the day. But this is what she's talking about. So I hope you guys can hear it. If you can't, please let me know in the chat.
So we are chilling, we're vibing, sharing milkshakes, sharing playlists, vibing. And I'm like, okay, so we both said that we're overthinkers. So how are we feeling? Like, let's just get it out there. Especially because we have a date planned for tomorrow. Come on now, I'm trying to just like see where we're at. And this man has the audacity to tell me, he goes, well, you're not as pretty as I thought you'd be. So
they finally see each other, and the guy says to her while they're in front of each other, you're not as pretty as I thought you would be. Okay. I'm apparently thinking you guys can hear me because no one else is saying anything. So hopefully you can.
Pretty. I'm not as pretty. I'm not as straight up baffled. So I'm like, oh, okay. 6 hours have gone by. We have been hanging out for 6 hours. And that's when he decides to tell me that, oh, you're not as pretty as I thought you'd be.
So they were hanging out for 6 hours. And she said, and he finally says, you're not as pretty as I thought you would be. So that's pretty interesting that they were together for 6 hours, and then he decides to tell her. So yeah, BZ, he bruised the ego.
Like, after he tells me I'm not pretty, I'm like, okay, I'm getting out of here. Like, I don't tell you, I'm on the highway going 60 miles per hour because I'm like not even in my right mind. And it probably should have humbled me. Oh, it probably should have humbled me. But he didn't. He didn't, because now I have to prove you wrong. Now I have to prove you wrong. You're going to see me one of these days and you're going to be like, oh my God, it's the same girl.
She says now she has to prove him wrong. Listen, and this is where a big sis or auntie or mama should tell her, if a man not attracted to you, he not attracted to you. Now, I don't know what some men find attractive. I've seen some men that have married or they deal with a booger wolf, but that's by your perception of what you see. And they decided to marry that person, or they decide to choose that person to be with. But everybody has a different standard of beauty. So my beauty may not be your standard. And so with this situation, I think an older woman should let her know, baby, everybody not going to be attracted to you just because you think you're cute. It may be your cute may not be somebody else's cute. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of young women's self-esteem goes downhill because they don't live in reality. No one gives them a reality check or let them know, even though you're beautiful, I see you as beautiful, and you see yourself as beautiful, somebody else may not see that, but that doesn't take away from who you are, that you're just not their type. So we have to warn our little girls as they go about dating and starting liking boys and things of that nature, that, everybody is not going to be your cup of tea, and you're not going to be everybody else's cup of tea. So I always live in reality. If a person say, what do you rate yourself? from 1 to 10. I'm not going to be like some women, and they might be 10s. I'm not going to say I'm a 10. I'm not going to say I'm a 9. I'm not going to say I'm an 8. I always say I am either a 5 or a 4. So, because I have common sense and I understand that even though I think I'm attractive, other people may not see it that way. Some men like skinny women, some women like super big women, some men like women that are smaller than a toothpick. I don't know. It's different types of looks. Some men like dark skin, some men like light skin, some men like white, some men like Asian. Everybody has a different type, a different, I would say, a different eyesight, or of what they think, or perception of what they think is beautiful. So we do have to warn our little girls that, hey, so that your self-esteem won't be crushed, you need to understand that just because I see you as beautiful, just because you know that you're beautiful, that doesn't mean that everybody is going to be accepting of your type of beauty. And so this is why a lot of young girls, they get so upset and they start having low self-esteem. They start doubting themselves and thinking something is just so wrong with them. But again, you're not everybody's cup of tea. Point blank.
So just wait, Ryan. No, that is coming. First 6 since I've been back in the day.
So I was scrolling the comments, hoping that you would read them. It appears as though her and this guy, this was a blind date for whatever reason. I don't know why people don't share FaceTime or video time or something so you can get an idea of who these people look like before you agree to a date. It seems like they like.
Right. And so when I go on, say for instance, if I'm going on a first date, I wear little to no makeup because I want people to see, I want a man to see that this is how I look. Usually I try to go get my real hair done so that people will not be confused when they see me with the blonde, or they see me with the extra length. Like, I want people to see this is what you're getting. So if you can't deal with it, then fine. And I'm expecting the same thing from the guy, because some of these guys now are getting man pieces in their heads. They're getting that spray on their heads and trying to create a whole different hairline. I don't know what's going on with that, but hey, it is what it is. But anyway, so you're going to see a lot of people trying to enhance themselves, and that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. But the thing is, when people see you, make sure that they see the real you so they can make a decision on whether they want to deal with it or not. Hey, Ryan. Hey, thank you for coming through. Hey, Chill. Hey, Traveling Classy Forever. Thank you for coming through. And Jay Wash, thank you for coming through. So, yeah, so let me finish playing this.
Each other enough, assuming that they never saw each other prior to the date. Because she said they was texting for like 2 weeks and they were a vibe, so they liked each other, so they liked the personality. And well, once they got on the date, it seemed like the date went well, actually, in terms of whether or not they were getting along. And he tells her that she's not as pretty as he thought she'd be, which people are saying, oh, well, he didn't call her ugly. He called her ugly. That was a nice way of calling her ugly. Take it from somebody that's been called ugly in a myriad of ways, a lot, okay? Especially in my teenage years, kid years, teenage years, stuff like that. I've been called ugly a lot. And it's not always in the rudest way possible, but you know when you're being called ugly. So he did call her ugly. And the truth of the matter, she is kind of ugly.
Now, that is the picture that I put up on my thumbnail. Again, for some reason, you know, some company computers, they block some videos and they don't block some others. So I don't know. But that is her on the thumbnail. When I looked at her on her picture, I didn't think she was an ugly chick. I do think that, you know, there's some things, you know, we all can work on within our, you know, in ourselves, within ourselves, and in our aesthetics as well. But I don't think she's ugly, but I do think she does need some things to go on happen with her teeth. And that's another thing. If you have teeth issues, like I was telling you guys about me going to the dentist, you need to get that taken care of. If you have halitosis, or you have some type of teeth where they like have rows, more than one, or they are jagged edges and things of that nature, you need to get that fixed, hopefully, because your smile can go a long way when nothing else can. I notice I can be looking rough leaving the gym, and say for instance I'm on the phone and I'm laughing and I'm talking, I'm smiling, and I'll get men doing a second look at me because of my smile. So your smile can go a long way when nothing else can. You know what I'm saying? So um yeah, those are the things that I see that she needs to work on. I do not think she's an ugly young lady, but this is a reality check for her to let her know, hey, you may think you're fine, but somebody else may not, and it's okay. you know. So yeah, thank you. Said icy baby. Hi, how are you?
Talking about she gonna prove him wrong. You can't prove him wrong. You can't prove him wrong. First of all, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. If he looked at you and didn't think that you were very attractive, there is not going to be anything that makes him think differently about you. And there are pictures. She's got pictures on her TikTok and on her Instagram with makeup on. And obviously she look a little bit better with the makeup on, right? The only thing she can do is like deal with her teeth, because her teeth are misaligned. She seems like she has a double row in some spaces, and I'm not trying to be mean. It just seems like she has like double teeth. So she needs some braces. She needs some dental work to straighten her teeth and things of that nature, so that her bite can be corrected. And it might correct her lisp, because she has a lisp also. And your jaw big, beloved. And I swear I'm not trying to be mean. I'm really not even trying to roast her. It's just that we as women have to come to and understand.
That's diabolical. Saying somebody's chin is big like that and then saying beloved. That is diabolical. Okay, let me keep going.
We are not fine to everybody. Not every woman is beautiful. Not every woman is fine. Not every woman is some gorgeous female. Even if you get a man that will deal with you, because scrolling through her social media, I came to realize that she said she just got out of a relationship that she was in since she was 15 years old. And she's now, I think, like 25 or 26. She just kind of got out of like a long-term, I guess, relationship or whatever. I don't know if they was ever living with each other or anything like that. I don't know the details, but I did see like a little clip of her. You know how they have a caption, and like that, the caption was saying that. So this isn't even a lady that's never been in a relationship. She's been in a relationship. But women have to start being real. Social media has a lot of women in delusion. These filters have a lot of women delusional, and all of these sorts of things. It's okay to be okay with how you look, regardless of whether or not people think you ugly, because your face is your face. And it ain't a whole lot that you can do with your face. Because even if you put makeup on, you're going to have to at some point take it off, and people are going to see what your face looks like. She seems to have an acne problem, and things of that nature that she appears to be addressing, because every video that I've seen of her, she's applying some sort of cream or something like that. I'm assuming that these are medications or acne creams or skin creams, because she seems to have adult acne. The best way to deal with that is to have a better attitude and a good personality and things of that nature. Because, like I said, women are going to have to start being more realistic with themselves and with others.
And this is one thing I can say about me. I feel like I'm very sober minded and realistic in a lot of different ways, especially when it comes to understanding as a woman. First of all, I have to do what's best for me. If I see some things about me that I want to change, that I want to improve, I work on them for me. I'm not caring about trying to measure up to someone that's on Instagram, because more than likely they've either gotten a lot of plastic surgeries and that, or they have tons of filters. So therefore, I can't compare to perfection. That's number one, and I never will be able to. So I just try to be the best person that I can be, and have an understanding that everyone is not going to think that I'm cute or pretty or whatever. Everybody has their different standard of what they think is cute and pretty. So I understand that. I'm not oblivious or delusional. And if I would always tell my nieces the truth. Yes, you may be beautiful to us. You may like how you look, but don't get upset or feel away when someone else doesn't see you in that manner. You know what I'm saying? Hey, V-Dub, they might not see you in that manner. You know what I'm saying? Now, the young lady did, I mean, not the other, Crimson Cure, the person that did the commentary. I did think she was a little, she was a little harsh, but again, like, that's her opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that I say that, because again, everybody's opinion, you may not like it. It may be harsh for some people. It may be uncalled for some people, whatever. But I just say, for me, I always try to not create delusion in my head, and know that, hey, I may think I look good. I may be working on myself and doing what I need to do to get myself in shape, or getting myself where I need to be mentally or emotionally. But then again, there's still going to be someone that may not find me attractive. You could have but whatever, as long as I'm working on myself and working on my attitude and making sure that I try to treat people with kindness, or I try to, as a woman, I don't expect men to go around smiling, but like, as a woman, making sure that I'm pleasant. And now sometimes I have to work on that, because sometimes I don't want to be bothered. But it's nothing personal with anyone. It's just that sometimes you be in a zone and you try to focus on what you got to focus on. You ain't trying to be smiling and just all of that all the time. But you have to have more, I feel, a more of a pleasant attitude when you're dealing with people in general. So there's some things that I'm working on that can help me be more attractive in whatever type of attraction I think that I have. So again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It can be objective and it could be subjective, depending on who perception it is. I'm going to share a video. Let me see. I think this was a good video.
Did anyone take this into consideration? Sorry.
And this is under fair use. This is Jubilee ranking women by attractiveness. 5 guys versus 5 girls. So I seen this video before, I think a long time ago, but I wanted to share this. Yes, beauty is vain, its charm is very deceitful, and we understand that. But we cannot deny the fact that a lot of men in general, do rate women by their looks. And we're going to have to stop with that, because now some people, depending on where you are spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, you might not. But for the most part, most men are going to be paying attention on how your looks, and they will rate you. Even subconsciously, men will rate you. So I don't, sometimes when men say, beauty is not a big deal. Well, some of them I can tell, because, when I look at their significant other or their wives, I'm like, okay, this is interesting. But again, that's my perception. So that's why I said I don't know. Sometimes when I hear that men are visual creatures, but who you guys choose as mates can sometimes be very interesting to me. So you guys, you will look at someone that looks like an Instagram model, but you marry someone that just look like they rolled out the bed in the morning. So I'm kind of confused, and this is not to every woman, but I have seen that a lot. But that's not every woman. That's not every married woman. So please, don't take it that way. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I have seen that a lot more often than I have not. So that's pretty interesting to me. The mindsets on how you choose a mate and how you choose someone to cheat with. That's kind of amazing.
Can we say like what we do or like what our favorite things to do are? So I'm a dancer. I'm very physical. I use my body a lot. I love baking cakes. I always just like shove baked goods on my friends.
I teach acting to young kids. I do mostly musical theater.
Oh my God.
Because I'm a weenie, I know. But I'm single as all heck. Hey.
I am a journalism major.
I'm also a student. I'm double majoring in psychology and criminal justice.
I'm also an actress. I love to travel. I've been to India 5 times.
Okay, so we have to do this. Should we rank ourselves? Should we just like close our eyes and like?
All of these women are attractive in their own right, in my opinion. They all have something that's attractive about them. So let's see how they are going to rate themselves.
To where we think we should be, and then you know what I mean. Just go for it on an individual basis.
I think
and then
that's very smart.
I feel like my personality is really attractive. My looks, I feel like I'm okay. Like I don't think anyone would look at me and be like, oof.
Oh, I'm nervous. How are we not going to bump into each other? Did anyone take this into consideration?
Sorry.
We're all so humble, but like,
I mean, no.
What if you don't know like which one is the number?
See, I saw them on somewhere too, but I didn't know where y'all were standing.
oh my gosh, then prepare yourself a 10.
The girl who I found most attractive was Jordan. She has a great personality and she's confident.
Dope.
Does personality for some people, does that weigh more than a person's looks? I'm just asking.
Oh, see, I thought this was.
I'll be fine.
Wait. It's 5 to 1. No. How did I end up here?
How about we do it off of like immediate first impression and attraction to the person?
I'm just gonna put it out there, just
Say it.
just so we do it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Got it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, I'll be 2 because I got all 4 2s.
Okay. I think I got 3, 4 the most, so I'll stick in that window depending on the other person's.
There were attributes that I saw in the other girls that I didn't see in myself, and hence I would have put them higher as well over me. So people are like, she's so sweet, she's so funny, but like I wouldn't date her.
I guess I'll be 1.
Okay.
Yeah, hey Sissy, that's usually what's be going on. Especially, with the plus size young lady. Automatically society puts the smaller women more attractive than the one that's a little bit heavier set. Some people say obese, some people say overweight or whatever, fat, whatever. But I don't, believe in fat shaming, but I'm just saying what society will see at times. If the smaller you are, the fit you are, the more attractive then you are in society's perception.
Okay.
Cool beans.
I already love
right,
you
I'll
all
be back.
so much dearly, and I would date
this
all of
correct?
you.
So does that make me a 3?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just stay here. It's fine.
Yeah.
Nobody really wanted to be last, and I could kind of feel that vibe. So I was just like, you know what, it's fine. Like, nobody is a 5, really.
Do you think you're the least attractive? I don't think so, but I mean,
Where do you think you would fit yourself in this one then?
well, I mean, I don't know because I feel like personality is a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a 1.
Oh, by far.
2.
2.
They all nice because some of these women, if they, you know, you can get a group of women, they are so ugly to each other. So these women are, I don't know if they faking or shaking, but they're a lot more nicer to me. Because most women, baby, they'll be like, you ain't as cute as me. So let me keep going.
Thanks.
Well,
I'll say
three.
I would say 3 and
I'm
then
gonna say
4.
3.
Not saying you don't have a personality, but I'm leaning.
Oh, I'm 5 again.
I think we just put ourselves in order of most extroverted, not the most
Yeah.
personality.
So this is final?
This is final.
So what do you guys think? This is from the most to the least. We have the blonde chick, she's tall. We have her, you know, heavyset, she's number 2. Then you got the black girl, number 3. You have the Hispanic, she looks like she's Spanish origin, she's number 4. And then we have the Asian American that is 5th. So this is from most attractive to least. So what do you guys think? And see, this is why I said that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You said slimmer women will get attention first. It's just a fact, not shaming anyone, but that's how people view it. Correct, CC. You said we say big bone women, but some of them have pretty faces too. Yeah. Hey, realist. What I was telling y'all the other day, you know, but I have a cousin named Yolanda, and she's a big mama, but she has a shape with it. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a big lady with shape. Her stomach ain't all over the, you know, her stomach goes in. Hey, just saying, her stomach goes in. She has the big hips, the big butt, and the breast. So, we all have that same smile, you know, because it's genetics. So she has that beautiful smile, and she has a lot of confidence. And even though she might not be everybody's type because of her weight, she still gets a lot of attention because she still has a pretty face and she has a great attitude when she's around people, you know, and she's very comical. So she knows how to make people laugh. So that fit, you know, that plays a good part on why a lot of men find her attractive.
Can you put on your mask?
So you have the men that come up in there. It's 5 men that will be rearranging the ranking. So these men are going to put these women in the places where they see that is most attractive and who's less attractive. So let's see what they come up with.
Do you want to start off?
Do you go over there? And then like just shift down. I think Michelle was the most attractive. How she looked.
She's a cute young lady. You know, I always, you know, because I have tight eyes as well. I love the Asian eyes. Like, they're so beautiful to me. But some of the Asian Americans, they don't like their eyes. They want to be more westernized. But I think she is so cute.
Looked how she carried herself, and it just seems like someone that's going to live an exciting life, I guess you could say, or that you could have like a deep conversation with. Could you switch with her? I forgot, they can't even hear me.
Yeah. You gotta point. Okay.
What would you switch?
I switch her and her. You go over there. All right.
Oh, those two. Okay. All right.
And then you over there. You switch. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Personally, for me, she kind of looks like Kristen Bell. And I really like Kristen Bell. So I'd probably put her in on the 1 or 2 position. And I kind of like her vibe. I think her whole aesthetic is very nice. So for me, it's either 1 or 2 up here. I think that Maria was the most attractive for me. It's just like her whole vibe.
Well, it could be. I don't know if he's Latin, you know, Hispanic or Latin American or what his nationality is, but it could be a culture thing as well. So a lot of times people will find certain cultures or their own culture more attractive than the other.
And like, I liked how her hair was, how her makeup was done. Like, she looked very nice. Are we content with 5 being 5?
I'm not.
Where do you currently want 5?
I want her at least 3.
So 5 goes up.
She should be a 4 because it's like meeting in the middle.
I think 4 is fine. 5 and 4? Switch?
we're gonna get ripped a new one.
I don't want to be the pointer here.
Guys are not afraid to be more blunt. They were straight up, hey, you're attractive, you're not. But girls were like, I don't want to be rude. You know, we're all beautiful in our own.
Facts. So, well, I'm gonna say these group of women are like that. All group of women are not like that. Some group of women are treacherous. They're vicious, and they'll be like, "Girl, you ugly." Girl, they'll go from your head to your toes. Okay, that's just how some women are. So these group of women were really nice to each other, but men, they're gonna just let you know whatever their type or their perception is. Yeah, she cute, she pretty, she fine, or no, she bad built, like she ugly. I ain't fooling with that. Like men are more upfront when it comes to that. And you know, like I said, some women do it just because they're just mean, but you see how the women were very careful on how they did things because they didn't want to hurt each other's feelings. But yeah.
Own way.
All right, are we good?
We're good.
I'm good.
We're locking in.
Hey, Juicy.
Cool. God, that was ruthless. I feel bad.
Now, okay, do you see where the heavyset girl is? So that proves your theory, CC. Society usually, I'm just saying, you know, depending on your culture and what you've been around, the plus size will always, you know, sometimes they will be last. Okay. She says the slimmer women will get attention first. It's just facts, not shaming anyone. So this may prove your theory on this particular situation. Not all situations are like this. Like I said, you'll have some men that adore big women. They love, especially if they have a pretty face. Like that goes a long way for some men. But that proves her theory in this situation that she was actually not. She was put least attractive, and I have a feeling it's because of her weight. So one was the Asian, the second one was the Hispanic, the third was the white lady, fourth was the African American, and the fifth was the heavyset Black woman, the plus size. Let me just say plus size because I don't want to offend anyone. I'm a thickums too, so I'm not trying to offend anyone. So it's kind of interesting that this Black girl was left in fourth place. So they saying that she's also least attractive. I want to know your thoughts on that. What do you guys think about that? You said they all have potential. Now you see the difference. How the girls graded themselves, they did it more on personality basis more than anything. So the girls said that because the one with the blonde had the better personality, as well as the one with the plus size had more personality. They had the Black girl in the middle. They had the two most attractive ones that the men said in their men ranking, they put them as least attractive. Okay, so this is the difference, the men rating and the women's rating. From 5 to 1, least attractive, 1 is the most. And then the men's is 5 to 1, least attractive. And this is the women's least attractive, from the Asian young lady all the way to the Caucasian young lady. Interesting. Hey, old school, how are you? You said, yeah, they like the sister. They said, hey, Selena, just saying hi, wishing you a great Friday, hoping I don't get timed out for that. Nobody should time you out, old school, but I appreciate you for coming through and showing me some love and pressing the like button. I always am thankful for people that at least press the like button. Thank you. And you have a great day as well. Let me finish. Okay.
The way the guys were ranking the girls, I actually think we were doing it mostly by personality.
I was super angry.
Lies. You were doing it because of how they look. So I don't know why he lied. But maybe he could have did it for personality, but you didn't. How you gonna go for? Did he say how they went? Let me go back and check that, because maybe I need to practice active listening. Let me go back. Let me see, Jeremy, before I call you a liar.
The girls. I actually think we were doing it mostly by personality.
I was.
Okay, he was saying the girls or him. Let me see. Okay.
The way the guys were ranking the girls. I actually think we were doing it mostly by personality.
So what y'all think? Y'all think he telling the truth? Because y'all didn't have no interaction with the girls besides telling them where to go. So how you gonna go by their personality just by looking at them? So I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Jeremy. Okay.
I was super anxious about ranking them. My hands were getting all clammy. I was like really uncomfortable being the one to be like putting them where I thought.
You know, it's obviously something that we do like in day-to-day life. We rank people, you know, subconsciously, but having to do it like in front of them and like them watching you rank them wasn't fun, but definitely a memorable experience.
Well, I was at 5 and now I'm here. So I'm like, thank you. I don't know. It's very interesting, I feel. I did think coming into this, like, cultural stereotypes would be a factor. Them ranking me first kind of shot that down, I guess, because I didn't think they would choose, like, an Asian girl first.
I think when I think of a male viewing me as attractive or not versus a female, it's definitely different. Because in a
women, well, for the most part, you will have women that are girls. And what I mean by that, those women, they don't try to tear down women just because they're another woman. They actually try to give women a chance and think every woman is, you know, has beauty in their own right. So you'll have those girls, and they're not going to try to do anything to hurt or harm you. But you'll have a lot, I'm going to say 75%, I could be wrong, maybe 80 of women are not maybe girls. I could be wrong, but you know, for the majority I see in society now, there's always women coming at other women. So most of the time when you get women, a group of women that are girls, they're going to be more encouraging. They're going to be more compassionate. They're going to find something beautiful about you. You may not be the most gorgeous person. You may have a weight issue, but they're going to find something about you to uplift you and be like, girl, you're gorgeous. You're beautiful. To some people that can be delusional, giving them false hope or whatever. But if you're a girl's girl, you want to see the best in another woman. You don't want to tear them down. So maybe they're a group of girls where they see the best in each other, okay?
Male setting, judging me, I knew that was gonna happen. Like, I'm not stupid. So like, I'm aware of how others view me. I was surprised at them placing me at the bottom, but at the same time, I know out of a room of beautiful girls that I was put in, that from the jump, there was no chance for me. There was no chance there.
Me being the only Black girl, like, I knew that I wouldn't really rank.
Yeah.
You see what she's saying? Me, with her being the only Black girl, she knew she wasn't going to be high ranked. For some people, different features are beautiful than others. A lot of times because we are, influenced highly by the European standard of beauty, a lot of the things that women, especially Black women, try to do in this day and time is maybe get the rhinoplastic surgery to, make their nose a little bit more narrow, less flare, and it's a shame, but, because of we look at the social media, we look at these Instagram models, we look at a lot of things where they uplift Europe, the European standard or the exotical, the I would say biracial people are deemed to be more beautiful. And a lot of times just, African American girls and women sometimes struggle with their self-image because of that. So you'll find issues where a woman will not see herself, and even society will sometimes see them as less desirable because of how we are brainwashed to believe that this is more beautiful than the other. You see what I'm saying?
Because
American beauty standards versus what people see, people of color, it's different.
The guys that I interact with, they socialize more with Black women, and they think more Black women are attractive.
I think that the guys ranked the woman from appearance more than personality.
Do you usually feel like
Facts, and she's not lying. They do rank for more appearance than they do personality, because you can't tell nobody's personality just telling them, hey, you move over here and you move over there. So he lied.
The most attractive person in the room?
Most of the time.
I feel like it just confirms that attractiveness is so subjective and circled and presented in one way, and it always has been.
Even though I have my days where I'm like, ugh, you not really that cute, and days where I'm like, ooh, you cute. I would say I wouldn't change.
Okay, so at least she is accepting of who she is and how she looks. So shout out to her. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting topic to talk about. Hey, 100 Real Man, thank you for coming through, King Jai. You said, I grew up before social media. I fell in love I fell in love that had the same traits as my mom. Oh, you fell in love with someone that had the same traits as your mom, meaning her race. Now you said she treated her dad and how she nurtured me. Right. Eventually, when you get older, it's not always about how a person looks. It's mostly on how a person makes you feel. And when a person makes you feel good about yourself, and this is a thing. It was a situation I was in a few years ago, and I didn't understand the situation. I'm not gonna go into details because I don't tell a lot of my private business. But I used to, it was a situation that I went through, and I was going to one of my older cousins, and I was telling her about it. And she said, Selena, it's not always about how a woman looks. It's about how a woman makes a man feel. And this was why it's really good to talk to older women, people that have been married or know about relationships and been around, and know, because they will tell you from their experience, their life experiences, what is really going on. And so when I heard that, I said, you know what, you're more than likely, you're right on this situation, because if you can make a man feel a certain way and they feel nurtured, they feel like, you're down for them and that you really sincere want to get to know them and really be, just someone that is really wanting a relationship in the, I said, right motives. Most of the time men will go out of their way to do what they can for you. And when she said that, I will always remember that. I've always felt like, and it kind of goes with what King Jai was saying, a lot of the times you see how they treat their family, how they talk to other people. Like, you're going to a restaurant, you're on a date with this lady, you think she's fine, she got everything you've ever wanted, and you're on a date with this lady, but she talks really ugly and aggressive to the waiter, and she's just rude. She was like, no, I don't want this, please don't bring this out, because if you do, I'm gonna send it back. I don't play that, okay, about my food. And she's saying all this stuff. You're like, oh my God, she fine. She might even be good in bed, but she is mean as hell. She talking to these waiters like they slaves and stuff, And she's like, oh, I can't stand these people. They sit up here and get these jobs and they don't do what they supposed to do, and all this kind of stuff. And you be like, what the hell? And so you get a woman like that, you be like, she don't even treat people right. You know what I'm saying? She don't even know how to talk to people. It's the way you carry yourself, how you deal with other people, that should determine how someone wants to see you as a mate or not. Like, if I'm out with a man and he's really rude to just people in general, and they ain't did nothing to them, I'd be like, no, I ain't gonna talk to this nigga no more. Cause if he talk to me like that, it's gonna be on and popping like fish grease. But I look at all kinds of things like that. I don't just look at how fine, what type of job you got. I'm looking at how you treat other people, because that's going to be a determining factor on how you're going to treat me in the future. Also, when, you have disagreements, how a man handles, or a woman handles disagreements, also plays a factor. Like, if someone is just really rude, And I'm working on being an avoidance. Sometimes I can be an avoidance. Like I can feel something's wrong and I won't touch it unless a person comes to me, because I'm like, first of all, I know I went through my mind. I know I didn't say or do anything that I can think is offensive. So if you being standoffish, that's going to be on you to come to me, because otherwise I'm not coming to you. But maybe I got to work on it. I don't know. But I can be an avoidant. So I'm working on not being like that and being like, okay, if I feel that there's a problem, let me just come to you and be like, okay, I feel there's something going on, but I'm not sure, just let me know. But if it's a man that, anytime y'all have a disagreement, or a woman that is so confrontational, you can't have a conversation, a challenging conversation without them popping off. You might need to look at that. And you got to get beyond the sex is good and she's so fine, or he's so fine and the sex is good. You have to get beyond that to see, okay, is this a good fit or not? You know what I'm saying? So personality plays a big part. And if you can keep a man or keep a woman, in my opinion, you said because she didn't have enough brothers in the lineup, the brother that chose probably liked the other women more. He said personality was what he attracted to. Yeah, for real though, just lying. You said, let's say we have to get away from these so-called you said we have to get away from these so-called standards of beauty, because what one man finds beauty, another is not. Right. It's easy to approach someone based on looks. Then as soon as some folks start talking, it's a dub. Right. Personality definitely matters. Correct. Personality definitely does matter. And when you get a certain age too, a lot of things are not going to matter. When you get in your 30s, you hopefully you'll have some type of maturity that some things it's like, okay, it's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Now, what is a big deal that can be a workable thing is somebody that has bad breath and bad teeth. That is one of my pet peeves, because I make sure that my teeth is clean and my tongue is clean. So when it's somebody that don't have that going on, I'm gonna be like, okay, well, you probably need to go to the dentist. So that could be a workable thing. Abusive personality, someone that's always trying to start something with you. No, I can't, I don't have the patience for that. Someone that's always argumentative, I don't have the patience for that, because you get on my nerves too much, I'm gonna be like, nah, nigga, bye, because I ain't got the time. You said vanity isn't everything, because today or tomorrow, God forbid, the beauty you see physically can be erased, and you got to appreciate as a man, how does she completes you, right? You got to find something that balances you out, someone that you can deal with and they can deal with you. It said, I do better stop matching energy, because as a man, be a man and match energy with a woman makes you feminine, vice versa. Hey, Mr. Clean, good to see you. Yeah, right. He said, it's time to learn. I'm not right 100% of the time. I'm imperfect. I gain so much growth from being with my better half. She compensates my imperfections and vice versa. Shout out to you, King Jai, for having that type of healthy relationship with a man. I mean, oh Lord, forgive me, with a woman. I'm sorry. King Jai, like, what the hell? But no, I'm sorry about that. That's really healthy that you have that type of relationship. You said, nah, true that some folks have a balance as far as what attracts them. Though a person might be able to pay all the bills, but he is a psychopath. Facts. You said when we get older, we mature. It comes down to know how we treat each other. Right. You said personality is first for me. You could be fine as frog hair, but if you are a-hole, I'm not facts, Juicy. I'm not interested either. If you are a-hole, keep it moving. If everything is a problem, you gotta be combative. you will not find that will be one of the things about me. If you like that, I ain't gonna fool with you. I'm gonna leave you in the dust because I ain't got time for none of that. Combative people are a waste of time. Who has time to argue and always trying to prove what is right? How about, is it better to be able to get along or prove that you're right all the time? Like who has the mentality or the mental capacity to deal with it? Like, no, on my good days, I don't want to deal with nothing like that. Like it's some days I'm easily, well, I'm gonna say I can be more patient than other days. There's some days I don't have any patience because I'm like, that's dumb. Move around and get out of my face, you know? But there is times that I'm like, you know, okay, let me just, because I know we're different, we think differently or whatever. But there's sometimes if it's all the time, if it's a man combative, everything I say, you want to combat that and try to prove that you're right. We're not in a tug of war. We're in a partnership. So if you're not trying to be in a partnership, I can't deal with it. If I want to go to war, I can just go outside, go to work, go to gym, wherever, and deal with people that always going back and forth. I don't have to, when I come home, have to go to war every day. That's not okay. You know what I'm saying? So no, I'm not finna deal with that. Hey Randy, how are you? He said, okay. That's not the same Randy, is it? Is that a different one? Oh, you have a different account. Sometimes people end up being attracted to someone who they never would have checked for initially. Never know. Yeah, I have seen some people. Hey, Cutting Edge, good to see you. I have seen some people that I'm just like, okay, how'd she get him? But I just say, you know, it may have been something, maybe familiarity that they've had, or maybe he's feel comfortable with her. Again, it goes back to what my older cousin was saying. It's not about how so much of a woman, how she looks. It's about how a woman makes you feel. So if you have someone that makes you feel great when you're around them, you feel motivated, you feel encouraged, you feel like, okay, they understand your love language, you understand theirs, you're willing to compromise where, you know, you guys are different, then it could really be something. But you got to find someone who's willing. A lot of times people are not willing because people are stuck in their ways. So that is what it is. You said the first rule of being on companionship as a man is to put his pride to the side. Don't sign up for a yes person. I seek a better half that I can grow with. Right. And this is where I get kind of irritated when men say, all I want is peace. That's all I want is peace. No. On some, it's not all, but some men just want someone to agree with them on everything and not challenge them. See, a real woman and a real man is going to challenge you, and not challenge you where it's combative and you're trying to be argumentative. That's not what I'm talking about. Challenging you could help you to get you a different perspective. Like, babe, have you ever thought about this? Like, things are not, you know, trying to give your mate a different perspective and help them to see that, hey, it's not always this way. It may be that way. And challenging them to have a better, like a different type of mindset. That's what I'm talking about. Or challenging them to do something new. Like, let's go kayaking. I don't like outdoors like that. And, sometimes, some African Americans struggle with, I ain't gonna say African Americans, I'm gonna say me, with being out in the heat in a forest or whatever. Look, I'm kayaking. I don't know about that. It sounds dangerous, that kind of thing, or rock climbing. You ain't used to doing nothing like that, but your mate was like, I like doing it. So sometimes I would like for you to join me and be with me. So those are the things that, you should kind of be open to. It's challenging you. It's helping you to get out of your comfort zone. So when some men say, I just want peace, no, not all, but some, they just want somebody to agree with everything they do and be a yes woman. I'm not going to say yes to everything you do, because a lot of the stuff you do, I might find it may not be profitable, or it may not be something that I would say if we're in a partnership that would be helpful to our union. So I might not agree with that. I'm, like, say for instance, if a man saying, oh, he wants some, he's thinking about maybe we should go into a polyamorous relationship. Well, I didn't sign up for that. At the beginning, had you made that clear, I would have the choice to say, yes, I'm going to agree with that, or no, I'm not, and I'm going to walk away. But you well in a marriage for 2 years, and you want to talk about having a polyamorous relationship, and it's kind of like, no, I'm not going to be okay with that. But some men want someone to be like, okay, baby, okay, baby, okay, baby, that kind of thing. And that's just not going to work for me. I'm not a yes woman. I will. Oh, I thought my thing was plugged up. I will compromise when need to be, because I understand everything cannot be my way. But I'm not going to sit up here and, everything you saying, think it's okay, because everything you say ain't sweet, in my opinion, just like everything I say ain't sweet. And so you're going to sometimes have to pull my card and be like, you know what, babe, that was out of order. That was inappropriate. You didn't have no business saying it or doing it. And, and then I have to look at that and be like, you know what? You're right. I was I did overanalyze, and I went out, I popped off, so it is, some people have to challenge you too. So I don't want no man. I'm gonna start thinking you a simp. If you a man that everything I say and do, yes, 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 I'm gonna be thinking something wrong with you. And you're not gonna be my cup of tea, because I need a man that can tell me no, or not yet, or let's just wait and see. I need someone that can have, create boundaries as with certain things. Don't make it where everything I want or everything I feel or say is the truth, it's right, because that's not true. That's not realistic. None of us are always right. You know what I'm saying? So challenge me, and I'm gonna challenge you. You said, Miss Selena, you said, in life, physical looks inevitable change with time, making internal growth much more reliable source of lifelong fulfillment. Right. So, Selena, that's definitely not right. He said, not challenging him in a negative way, but he's able to discuss things from right, Chaplain Classy. And feel free to super chat or cash app. Hey, I'll take anything. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You said, Selena, I believe also prioritizing. I'm getting double. Sometimes I get tongue twisted. Mental stimulation builds cognitive resilience and ensures your identity is anchored in things you can control. Yes, indeed. Had a tongue twister there. You said respect is non-negotiable, right? Instead of being agreeable all the time. Facts. I don't tell any grown woman what to do. That's why women like me so much. No, okay, Randy. Hey, Taryn. You seem like you're a little argumentative, though. But good. And so that's why I said a lot of the times that we we look at relationships, we're not gonna look at them like I said when we're 20, when we're 30, and then when we go beyond that, our perspective on how we see relationships, what we want a relationship, it changes over time. So we have to understand that. You said, so you want your man to be like your father instead of an equal partner. I don't tell no one. I didn't say that. I just said you seem like you a little argumentative, just like what you're doing right now. But no, I didn't say that. Actually, I would like someone that would be better than my father. If I'm gonna be totally honest with you, to me, I want someone that is just my partner, because I've already had a father. I've already had a grandfather. I already have uncles, okay, and brothers or whatever. So I already have that. What I want, and where I am right now, is wanting a partner. I don't need a man to be my father. That's over and done with. I already had one that was in my life. So the thing is, it's what I'm looking for is a partner. But you will have some women that will look for a father and in a husband, and you're gonna have, that's a woman that has to deal with daddy issues. That's someone that needs to go and get some type of, I would say, maybe some type of therapy, because you have to distinguish the roles. You can't, your husband or your partner can't be your father. It's not gonna work. But I do want a man that will know how to be a man and be able to say, no, Selena, you spending too much. We on this budget, and this budget needs to stay here, and until we're finishing paying off certain bills. Once we get to where we need to get to financially, then we can start doing extra things. That is just setting boundaries. And as a man, I'll respect you more when you have that type of mindset, not trying to treat me like I'm a doormat, not someone that treats me like trash. I'm talking about someone that honors me, but also has boundaries, and someone that I can respect. I'm not looking for a father, because I've had that. I've had a father. I had a strong grandfather. I had a lot of uncles that have helped me in my life. So I'm good when it comes to that. But at the end of the day, I want a man is supposed to me, if he's your husband, he's supposed to be your protector as well as your provider. And I'm supposed to be his helpmate. So there's things that he can do and that he's supposed to do that I can't do, because I'm out of my role if I do anything different than what he is doing. You understand what I'm saying? So I want my man to be a leader. I don't need another father. I've had that. So you say a lot of men get into new relationships and get over the last one, raised around too many women. Right, forever. Like, you're not dealing with someone that has not been around. Hey, Natron. Has not been around men and have had men in my life. So no man can just come in and just be like, tell me sweet nothings and I'm gonna just hop on it and believe it. Like, believe me, I have had male influence, plenty of male influence in my life, and I continue to still have male influence in my life. My weakness, they get away with a lot. I can't believe that, Randy. You don't seem like you let anybody get away with anything. Interesting. You said a leader, I know how to lead correctly. And see, we are different type. We can be a leader in the household as well as making sure that our house runs smoothly, our children, our husbands, they're taken care of, but we got to make sure our mental health is and emotional and all that we're good too, because that's a part of self-loving ourselves, when we take care of ourselves first so that we can take care of our household. But at the end of the day, I don't even know how I got on this, but yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I'm gonna stop talking about it because I'm going into another subject. I wanted to share this video with you guys and see what you guys thought about it. Hold on just a second. Let me see if I can get this. Okay, this is Brian Atlas, and this is under fair use for educational purposes. So I'm going to share this video.
It's okay if we're not all 10s. It's okay.
So I thought this was pretty interesting. I saw this maybe last year, I think. And I want to see what you guys thought about it. He said, Miss Selena, leading correctly in a relationship is an act of service, stability, and emotional steadiness. Right.
For example, 3 men physically attractive.
Mhm.
Would you be able to, for example, say he's more attractive than this one and this one's more attractive than the other?
Yes, I would be able to.
Like,
Or maybe they would all be attractive.
Sure.
It would depend.
For example, perhaps there's 100 people in a room, say 50 of them are men.
Yeah.
You could, to some degree, put them in order of, you could maybe say, that's the most attractive guy in this room.
There could probably be guys that were more attractive, but maybe some would be kind of equally attractive. Yeah.
Certainly. There
Mhm.
could certainly be men of a comparable
Mhm.
physical attractiveness.
Similar.
And likewise, you might see a few men in a room who you find unattractive,
Maybe less attractive.
who
that-
you're not attracted to.
Yeah.
And you could say to some degree that there's degrees to how not attracted to them you are.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Okay, so I mean, the 1 to 10 scale system is basically that.
She's saying it's subjective. So like if you go to an art museum, she could say all these paintings are beautiful, but there's certain ones that I'm more drawn to, and you can rank all the paintings,
Yeah.
but you can still acknowledge that they're all beautiful.
Thank you.
I think
That's what I'm
it's okay
saying.
as a Christian to understand that beauty is objective. Like even in the Bible, it talks
Mhm.
about the Bible records saying that Sarah was beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, Rachel was more beautiful than Leah.
Mhm.
You know, Esther was
That's a good
beautiful. That's
point.
why she
That's a
was
good point.
chosen by the king because
Mhm.
she was so beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Like it's okay if we're not all 10s. It's okay if, you know,
Yeah.
if we're honest about that because it does help appreciate, you know, objective beauty. We can appreciate it without feeling devalued by it.
But it's not objective because you take all the 10s in one city and bring them to a room full of Victoria's Secret models, and every guy would agree that their rating goes down. So how is it objective?
That is a really
There-
good point. Sorry.
there
I think
are,
it is
um,
subjective though.
There are objective traits like women across the bar find taller men, you know, more handsome. If they've got a wider jawline, sharper jawline, that's more attractive to them. You know, wider shoulders, broader shoulders, that's attractive because those are all signs of high testosterone levels. So biologically, women across the board, whatever country you want to go to, women are attracted to things about men that show that they're good leaders, strong providers, strong protectors. And so it's a biological thing. Like it's not a shallow, you know, conceited, vain thing. And in the same way, men also have the, you know, traits that they seek in a woman because it communicates to them that she is feminine, that she can carry a child. Because
Like, what do men, and this, yeah, under fair use, what do men find attractive about women that they see as, and this is biological over time, you know, like I said, over time, from the beginning of time, they look at women's hips to see if they can carry babies, breasts, you know what I'm saying? And then, of course, if she has an attractive face, that's even better, right? But most, you know, sex was meant for us to produce, and it just became pleasurable, you know, but it involved in being for pleasure, but it was more for creating life, right? And so there were certain things I would say in way before our just way back, Adam and Eve, if y'all believe in Adam and Eve or whatever y'all believe in, I would say in the beginning of time, how did men choose their women, their wives, and what did they deem to find more attractive to make that person their wife than the other? So those are the things that I question, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
men really want to, you know, procreate and have children and carry on their bloodline. And so they want women who, you know, who objectively have wider hips and fuller breasts and things like that, that sign gives a sign of fertility. And so it's okay. Like it's okay to be biologically wired. It's okay to have a history as a human race and to have preferences. Men and women both have preferences. And the subjective part, I think that's a great thing, because if you're 4'11", if a man is 5'5" or just 5 foot tall, that's perfect for you, you know, because he's still taller than you, because he still communicates protection and provision to you. So that's the subjective part, but there are biological traits.
But yeah, there's a subjective part. Like if you walked around UCSB, because we're in Santa Barbara, and went to like the hottest guys at UCSB, and then you like they're a 10 to the people that live here, and then you ask like the most beautiful movie stars or whatever, TikTok people, whoever you want to bring, if they're a 10, they wouldn't say that because they're just like average looking people. Like it just depends who the audience is. So
Yeah, if you go to Miami, I don't know if y'all seen that it was on here maybe a few weeks, not a few weeks, maybe a few months ago. It was a black lady that she was visiting Miami. And as she was going to Miami, she was a dark-skinned woman, plus size, and she went to Miami, and I guess the security officer, the security guy at the front was letting certain women in, but he would not let her in, and her group of people, whatever. And I'm gonna see if I can find that video. And now in different areas, I feel like to have a standard of beauty. Like if you go to Miami, they're looking more for the women with the tans, the Latin women, or the black women that are physically fit or maybe surgically enhanced, or with the big lips, with the fillers and all of that. That's a different type of beauty standard in Miami than it is in Texas. So I believe like wherever you are locally, maybe there's different type of standard of beauty is different because of what is commercialized more in certain areas than others. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyway, hey, Answer, the black lady, the heavyset black lady was like, basically she kind of felt bad about it because she was like, so you're not letting me in because I'm black, I'm dark skinned, but they were letting other black women in, but they didn't let her group in, I guess, because, aesthetically, and, she just wasn't good promo for that club. I don't know. But I'm going to see if I can find that video because I thought it was pretty interesting. I really didn't fully understand why they didn't let her in. But, people are, okay, thank you so much for coming through, Jay Wash. I appreciate it. Oh, you said you're back. Okay. And so I don't know. That's so true, Selena. Yeah, so it just depends on also where you are locally. Like Atlanta has a different type of standard. Like Atlanta, especially the black, since it's, I'm gonna say predominantly, especially in Buckhead, it's kind of well-to-do black people. They either have businesses or they're in entertainment, or they're also wealthy kind of white people in the Buckhead area in Atlanta. But most of their aesthetics are you don't see a lot of BBLs. You're gonna see a lot of women with a lot of makeup. They're gonna be they're gonna just be fashionistas. The men are gonna be a little flashy, but it's just I think it's different areas also has a different type of aesthetic of what they deem as beautiful. But it's different everywhere, like I said. And I'm like this: if you cute, you just cute. But again, you ain't gonna be everybody's tea anyway. You could be cute as all get out, but you still, somebody gonna say, well, she's pretty, but she needs to lose some weight. You know what I'm saying? So there's always gonna be something. You just have to be confident in who you are, and whatever you need to work on it. That's all I can say. I'm gonna keep playing this.
True, but isn't it kind of just trying to be kind of politically correct when you're just trying to say that, everyone's beautiful? Like you're just trying to not answer the question, you're trying to leave. But the harsh reality is that like attraction matters, and obviously men look at it. Men are very visual creatures, right. And women also, they do go based on attractiveness, even though obviously they're going to lean more into like personality and the full package. But the reality is that people are going to look at how you look.
But attraction is different to everyone. Like you could think someone is a 10 out of 10, and I look at them and I'm like, I would never talk to them a day in my life.
It's both. It can be objective and subjective.
And guys can be attracted to girls they don't think are objectively attractive either, that they would rank a 5. So attraction and attractiveness don't even usually go
hand in hand. And I can say, like, I can look at someone and be like, yeah, like they're like objectively attractive, but they're not my type. Like,
yeah, like I love, and this is where this could be an objective attraction for me. I love Idris Elba. I love how he looks, how he talks, his skin. I love how he looks, right? But I don't know if I could ever see anything else with that besides he looks good. You know what I'm saying? Or he acts well. His beauty to me is objective. It's because objectively on the worldwide, most women find him, whether it's their type or not, they find him attractive to an extent. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that they want to be with him. I had a guy friend that was telling me about, he gave me an analogy on how sometimes men see certain things. And he's like, well, Selena, a man might want a BMW, but they go for a Toyota. I said, well, I'm not understanding. He said, with the BMW, it's a foreign car. I think that's what he was saying. It was one of them foreign cars. It was either BMW or Mercedes. It was something like that. He said it's a foreign car. So if it breaks down, you're gonna have to pay more to get it fixed, rather than a Toyota is also a good car. And it's gonna take less to get that fixed because of the parts. It was something kind of like that he was describing to me so that I can understand. And I said, okay, I think I'm following you. So a lot of the times that's just how beauty is. Like objectively, Idris Elba is handsome, and most women and some men would think he's attractive, right? But he's not accessible to me. Number one, he's married. That's number two, he's a celebrity. So, and then number three, what would I like? Why would I think he would be attracted to me? I mean, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not, his wife is gorgeous. So his wife is like a model or something. So that's just not going to happen realistically, right? And we get that. But objectively, he has his own, he's handsome. So that's just like, some of you men, y'all might like Halle Berry or Kelly Rowland, and think women like that are very beautiful. And objectively, most people, even if it's not their type, would think that person is attractive. Because the world puts them on a pedestal because of them being celebrities and being known, being famous. So most people would find that person attractive, but that person is not accessible to you. So I hope you guys understand what I'm saying and explaining that. But you said, can beauty be objective? Yeah. Let me see. I used to love Megan Good back in the day. Yeah. It said, Miss Selena, whatever shape, size, look, color, etc. It's how you carry yourself. The aura presence goes a long way with confidence, present visibly, but also how you personality-wise too. Yes, I agree. You say you like normal, natural. Okay. Can you explain? Hey, writers. Yeah. So let's see.
Or girls can be really turned on by confident guys who they would still objectively, in terms of looks, rate like a 2, right? But that could be the guy who makes them more wet than they've ever been in their entire life. That's why I think the rating system is kind of irrelevant to dating dynamics.
Yeah, I totally agree. I was just saying that I just want to ignore the subjective part of rating because, as I mentioned, I just think that we were all created beautiful, and I don't think there's a point in being subjective with ratings.
Well, I think it's kind of delusional because it's like you have to the rating has to be there, right? Because it's like we see attraction in people, right? I mean, this is not
well, yeah, we
for
do.
Anybody. It's just a debate. So, but what I'm saying is like guys are gonna find like certain girls attractive, right? And then certain girls are gonna find something else attractive. Like that's just how the world works. Like it's like a harsh reality to face, right?
Yeah, but a man could be a solid 10 but live in his mother's basement. So I feel like there's also multiple different rating scales on a 1 to 10.
Facts. And that's why I said it can be also objective, because a man could be very handsome to most people. But if he has a bad attitude and he's still living at home with mama and not trying to help, he's just a bomb, like you have lost several points for me. So I can move on from attraction. Attraction is not the end all be all, in my opinion. Because a lot of the time, some people that are really attractive, they know it and it goes to their head and they use it and manipulate it because of their attractiveness. But anyway, I digress.
10 standard.
Well, sure. I mean, there's all kinds of factors. I mean, there's status, there's personality,
Hey, Young Riz.
there's money.
Hey,
but,
Waco.
I mean, we are kind of specifically talking about just physical appearance here. But you said that the 1 to 10 rating scale is irrelevant.
I think it's
or
kind of inaccurate because, like I said, you take all
inaccurate?
the 10s of one city and put them in a room with other girls. So I don't really see what the point of it is. And like I was saying, I don't think most people actually factor in that rating into their actual attraction to someone, like that objective sense of attraction. Because, like I said, guys could be turned on or like have the best sex of their life with a girl who's less attractive than their wife because there's something about that interaction that turns them on. And same with girls. And even like you just said, yeah, there's objective cues, but two people who look exactly the same could walk into a room, but if one's wearing a red shirt and one's wearing a blue shirt, people will rate the one in a red shirt higher, right? So that's why I think like we think we're looking objectively, but really we're factoring in like clothing, confidence. If someone walks in with like an air of confidence, we're going to rate them higher. So that's why I think it's useless.
Well, I mean, certainly the way you dress and present yourself is going to have some impact on how someone deems and how someone rates you. Same with personality, same with status, same with whatever. You mentioned confidence, for example. And certainly it's not, I don't think when we're talking about the 1 to 10 rating scale, we're not saying looks is the only factor when it comes to attractiveness. But if we're speaking about something very specific and we're speaking about physical attractiveness.
Yeah, and I'm saying like even physically wearing a shirt on your body can change your rating, the way people objectively rate you. Dress.
Yeah, more certain colors on me, they make me look more attractive than others. Gray doesn't look great on me. Okay, I don't like wearing gray. It doesn't look good on me, in my opinion. But royal blue does something for my complexion. Certain colors and your personality, how you present yourself, that all plays a part in your attractiveness. So I think that's basically what she's saying.
Sure. And for example, if someone has a positive, sunny disposition,
smile, instead of
if they're
frown.
chipper, if they're smiling, that in itself, just purely on the physical level, can make them appear more physically attractive. But I think, for example, I guess where it matters, if we look at someone if you lined up 100 people and you said, hey, they all generally said this person's a 10. Looks wise, they're a 10. Whether that's a man or a woman, that's going to have an impact when it comes to their dating life. If someone is a 10 in terms of looks, can you agree that they're probably going to fare better than someone who is ranked lower?
Well, it depends, because I think red pillars would be the first to argue that girls don't really factor in looks. It's like a cardinal
I
point of
disagree with
attraction.
that,
They
but-
factor in status and height more, right? So
I think looks. I think looks are pretty important.
I agree with that.
But
I made an episode about that. What became fairly popular. It was called "The Part That Women Always Leave Out," and a lot of guys, especially when they're younger and they're confused about women, they ask women like, "What are you looking for?" And they'll say things like, "Oh, I want somebody kind, and I want somebody who's generous, and I want somebody who's interested in having a family." And the guy will listen to these things and kind of nod and be like, "Okay, well, I'm a nice guy. I'm kind, and I'm willing to have a family, and I could be generous and share the things that I have." And they go out and they really try to highlight those things because they're kind of taking on good faith that that's what the women are going to respond to sexually. And they're generally in for a rude awakening, because I think the part that women tend to leave out is that they want all those things, but they want those things from the men they are attracted to.
Facts. It can be, and it's really sad, but that's just how human nature is. It could be a great guy. I mean, he got everything you want as far as like he got a good job. He knows how to talk to you. He knows how to just treat you like a lady and really be authentic. Not just try to get in your drawers, but really try to get to know you. And for some women, it's just, hey, Lionel, for some women, it's just still not enough. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe this guy is bald-headed, or he's short, or he has bad breath, and he brushes his teeth, he just got bad breath, or he doesn't have any swag, or he's, it can be all different types of factors, and we're not attracted to him. But then let it be somebody that's 6'1", got some swag, he got a good job, his breath don't stink, but he's really not considerate of my feelings, or he's really not he really doesn't, he's not really into me like that. But the woman seems to go more towards that. Some women go more towards that than they do with that other guy because they're physically attracted to that guy, but they're not physically attracted to the little short, bald-headed one. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of a hard thing, because it's like, why can't sometimes people attraction match up with what's right for them? You know what I'm saying? But some people, it just seems to me, don't really work that way, but sometimes it does. So I don't know. I guess it just depends on who it is. uh, Let me read some of these comments. You said, like, for me, I wear glasses, right? So I also like women who wear glasses as well. I hear you. Forever. You said, what else? I'm read. Just ignore Randy's comments because he just you said I'm not the world's okay. I do agree, Young Riz. I'm not the world's version of what it's supposed to be. It has to be spiritual for me. Right, Waco. You said, Miss Selena, yes indeed. Colors working with on your own aesthetics, with your own personality, work side by side, how you present yourself, you can enhance attractiveness and aura. Correct. Yeah, I think beauty is objective. Philosophical question is a good one to have down the road. He says, Young Riz, tell that to all the kids getting violated. Wait a minute, what are we talking about? Okay, I'm gonna pass that. You said, but that's the thing. Some women don't get the guy they want. They just like some men don't get the women they want. Right, Jay Wash? Let me see. It says, hope you're having a love. Oh, you talking to class. I'm sorry. He said, God bless. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I really thought that this was a great discussion to talk about. Like I said, it's different from the norm. And see, I can go from getting on to someone, doing belt to ass like they deserve, and go on to something else. But people that don't have any creativity, neither do they have anything really to talk about, will talk about the same thing and be redundant because they really don't have a life and they really just want to cry all day and night about how people did them. Shade. Okay. So yeah, I threw it. Would you say, Selena? And that's that a lot of content creators like that, especially one that I had to address 2 weeks ago. I still can't stand that nigga. You said, Selena, my comment was a reply to, oh, okay, good energy attracts good energy. Okay, energy attracts good energy. I was disagreeing. Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute, what are we talking about? But yeah, I wanted to. I'm I am so sorry. I think I'm talking and I'm not. Let me go
Certain
back
qualities
to
like
this.
symmetry or harmony.
This is a video. I'm so sorry, y'all. I was.
Have you ever looked at a
I thought I was talking, but I forgive me for that. I'm sorry. Yeah, sound went out. I'm sorry about that. This is another video about beauty, objective or subjective.
piece of art and thought, "This is beautiful," while someone next to you disagreed? This brings us to a fascinating question. Is beauty objective or subjective? This debate has been around for centuries and influences how art is perceived across different cultures. To start, let's break down what we mean by objective and subjective. When beauty is described as objective, it suggests that certain qualities like symmetry or harmony are universally acknowledged as beautiful. This means that no matter where you are in the world, these features are recognized as appealing. In contrast, when beauty is seen as subjective, it implies that personal feelings and cultural backgrounds shape what individuals find beautiful. In this view, beauty truly lies in the eye of the beholder. Historically, many thinkers believed that beauty was an objective quality. For instance, ancient Greek art often used mathematical principles, like the golden ratio, to create forms that were thought to be universally pleasing. Similarly, traditional Asian art values harmony and balance, indicating that certain standards of beauty might be shared across cultures. However, even in these historical contexts, personal and cultural elements play a role in the experience of beauty. For example, while symmetry is often appreciated, the specific forms or colors considered beautiful can differ widely. In some African art, bold patterns and bright colors are celebrated, while Japanese art may favor subtlety and minimalism. Modern studies show that both objective and subjective factors influence how we perceive beauty. Research indicates that certain visual patterns, such as symmetry and gentle curves, are generally preferred by people from various backgrounds.
Right. In China, you're not going to, they want you, in China, they look more at beauty as being skinny. Hey, David, being really small, thin. If you go to China and different places like that, Japan and all that, they're going to call you fat if you got any type of curves. So that's, like I said, it's just different wherever you are.
Brain imaging studies reveal that these features can activate similar responses in the brain, suggesting a biological basis for some aesthetic preferences. Yet, personal experiences and cultural contexts also shape our understanding of beauty. For instance, the color red may symbolize luck in China but representing danger in Western cultures, affecting how art that uses red is interpreted. Artists around the world often blend universal principles with local traditions. A painter in India might incorporate traditional motifs and colors, while a sculptor in Europe may focus on classical proportions. Both artists are influenced by shared standards and their unique cultural heritage.
Just like I said earlier, it's about your location, it's about your culture, what you deem to find attractive and not so attractive. So that's why I said I believe the statement is true. Beauty is definitely in the eye of the beholder, in my opinion. So that's just how I look at it. So I'm sorry, I'm looking at this text somebody sent me. But anyway, yeah, that's what I want to talk about. So if anybody would like to come up, you're more than welcome to come up. I'll put the link in the chat if you would like to discuss this. If not, I'm going to exit stage left because at the end of the day, honey, we all got stuff to do. You said, yeah, they be drinking tea. They really skinny. Right. So, and thank you, David, for coming through. I really appreciate you. You and Waco and Young Grizz. Thank you, everyone that came through and showed me some love. I really appreciate that. Like I said, I just wanted to do this video because I thought it was pretty interesting. Like I said, I wish I could have played the other video. That would have been awesome. But unfortunately, because I'm on my company's computer, they kind of block some things and some things they don't block. So I should have checked that before I even made the live on my laptop. But I hope that if you did not hear the beginning, that you will go back and listen to it, about the young lady that, I guess thought she was okay. She thought she was good, but homeboy let her know on that date, you don't look that good in person, So that kind of bruised the ego a little bit, made her feel like, made her feel little bad about how she looked. But at the end of the day, your beauty is not going to be everybody's beauty. I just want to be the best beauty that I can be for one man. Okay. I don't need to be beautiful to everyone. I don't need to be accepted. Thank you so much, Juicy Fruit. Shout out to you. Thank you. Thank you so much for supporting me. I really appreciate you. Shout out to Juicy Fruit. Yes, indeed. Girl, thank you for blessing me. That made up for the day. So yes, Juicy Fruit, would you like to come up, or are you at work? Would you like to talk a little bit about this? Because like I said, a lot of the times, I know as young women, we can get discouraged because we're trying to fit an ideal of what the westernized beauty is supposed to be. I know when I was growing up, if you was a mixed girl, or someone that was biracial, they seen you as an exotical, you were more beautiful than the other women. I have a cousin that I remember when we was little girls, and pretty much all of my cousins, we all growing up, we all had and still do had long hair, that we didn't have to add. It came from our scalp. But we had one cousin, her father, which was my double cousin, he looked like a Creole person, and he married a Samoan woman. Okay. And his children, they look like a mixed culture, they were mixed cultured. So he came when they came down here one summer. This is when we were little girls. I think I was in 7th or 6th grade or whatever. And we went to the Redbird Mall in Dallas. That's when it used to be Redbird Mall. And I think my auntie let us walk around and kind of just show her places, because like I said, she was from Hawaii, and we were just showing her around, the Redbird Mall. And the guys, they would be looking at us, but they really wanted my cousin, because my cousin had hair all the way, it was really wavy and thick all the way down her butt, and our hair maybe went to her, the middle of our back, as girls. And so because she looked so different, the black boys were looking at us and want to talk to us, but they really was looking at our cousin, because like, oh, she looks different, you know what I'm saying? And so because of how we are conditioned, because of what society has put out to be more beautiful than another, sometimes it will kind of, I'm not gonna say it, well, some of us brainwash us, or maybe give us the perception that something is more beautiful than another. And so we go by that, you know what I'm saying? So even as a child, you will see the difference on how some people will treat some people and how they would treat another because of how they look. But it's all about your perception. It's all about what you have been raised around, what you have seen, and what other people have said was beautiful. You go by what is beautiful. Like some just say, for instance, some man might think all light-skinned women are beautiful because his father or his mother, maybe his mother was light-skinned, and he's seen men in his family that were more attracted to lighter-skinned complected women. And so he thinks light-skinned women, because he was conditioned as a child to think that all light-skinned women were beautiful, right? So it's about how we are conditioned. I think growing up, that plays also a major part in how we see beauty from others. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what you laughing at forever. You crazy. What you said, I'm working, baby. Thank you so much. Shout out to Juicy. That was a blessing. I didn't see that coming, but listen, God be coming through. I'm gonna just say that because sometimes when you be on your path doing your own thing, you don't have to be worried about what other people be doing. And that's one thing I have to say to myself and preach to myself. Even when people try to put me in mess, try to degrade me and say things about me that's untrue, it's like I'm always blessed somehow. You know what I'm saying? And I thank people that see that, and they support me for that. So, and Juicy has been supporting me probably since I started. So, and that was in 2000, I think 24 or something like that. It's what I started doing commentary, but shout out to you. And that's what as women, and that's why I try to support people like writers, people that are content creators that are women, and every now and then I'll try to throw her something because I understand it takes a lot to go out of your way to do commentary, especially now with me. I'm taking a break. I'm off on FMLA for right now to get to work on my educational endeavors, and then I'm going back in either January or February. But I really, like I said, appreciate people that support when they don't have to. And that's why I said people don't have to be nice to you. People don't have to support you, especially if you're not talking about no drama, especially if you ain't going off on people and cussing people out and doing all this kind of stuff, I appreciate that. And sometimes the least people that you expected will continue to keep supporting you. That's what's so crazy. The least people you expect, or the person that you would think more would support you doesn't, but you can't focus on that. You have to keep moving forward. You have to keep doing what you feel is right for your channel. And I would say that to any content creator that's in this chat, if you get discouraged because you don't get the big numbers, you don't get people supporting your channel like you need to, keep going, because there's going to be somebody that's going to see your content and they're going to be blessed by it. They're going to support you just for you being yourself. I'm not in the main scene and I'm glad about it. I remember one time my name was coming up in a negative way back to back, and I'm just over here minding my business and I ain't doing nothing undercover. I'm minding my business over there, but people were still talking. So you can be minding your business, doing your own thing, and people are going to continue to keep talking, continue to keep trying to drag you. I have one big old nigga over there. He can't roast to save his life. But hey, let him keep doing what he do best, and that is to cry. But I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep doing what I need to do. And God's going to bless. See, a lot of the times when we going through life, it's not based, our success is not always based on other people. Sometimes our success is based on us, our perseverance and our determination, regardless of what we have to face or what we're going through. And if I could tell anybody that is a new content creator, you will deal with people that are, I'm going to say, some really uncouth mofos on here. You're going to be faced with a lot of liars that you have been nothing but, hey, Mookie, that you haven't been nothing but nice to. And guess what? You got to keep going anyway. Because at the end of the day, it's about you and what you want to do with your channel and your success. It's not about that other person. The other person going to be who they are. But you have to make the decision that regardless of what other people are saying, regardless of what other people are doing, they trying to ruin my reputation, if they trying to stop me from making money and stopping my shine, the only person that can really stop you is you. That's the only person. Everybody else, they're just distractions, but you can be the one to stop your success. So I always tell any new content creator, any content creator in general, you have to stay focused and be on your own grind. You can't be worried about who likes me, who don't like me, who is lying on me, who is always talking about me, who is doing. You can't be worried about that, because they're gonna be who they are, miserable, and calling other people miserable when they the ones that's miserable. So it's like, I'm gonna let people go on with the wind and be great. So whatever you want to do, just do it. I'm like really say, I'm gonna stay in my own lane, and we ain't swerving over here. We're gonna stay in the lane, the right lane. So but yeah, that's all I had to say about that. But with beauty, it is definitely in the eye of the beholder. But if a person don't think you beautiful, hey, that's their opinion. You got to know it for yourself and appreciate and enhance what you can enhance. And a lot of times we need to be enhancing the inner person more than the outer person. Because I notice in this day and world, in this day and time, it's a lot of pretty women. It's a lot of fine women. It's a lot of nice looking men. It's a lot of fine men. But what they don't have is the inward part. They boring as hell. They stuck on themselves. They can't carry the conversation. They mean and hateful. And sometimes they just plain manipulative and evil. So that's why I say you got to work more on your inner side, inner person. That's why a lot of times I be working, hey Phoenix, I be working on my inner self, that I don't be popping off on anybody. That's why a lot of times you'll see me read comments. You'll see me read comments a second time before I say something off the wall, because I'd be like, and then in some comments I will read and I'll be like, I don't even say nothing to this person. Let me just leave this alone. But because you already know it, where it can take you. Okay. And so since I have a fly mouth, and Phoenix know, I have to read the comment a second time. Sometimes I just get quiet. If you ever see me get quiet, it's for a reason, because I already know I'm going down the wrong path. So so for me going down that path, I will just say, you know what, let me move on to the next, because this person don't know me. But anyway, but you know, like I say, stay on your path, writers. J-Wash forever. Don't let the Mookie, don't let these goons stop you. Don't let these people no, you don't have one, Traveling Classic. Young Grizz has content. Lionel, you have content. Stay on your path. Taryn, stay on your path. Do not keep allowing people to make you one way or the other. You know, like I said, you can address it once. Don't keep, you know, it behooves you not to keep addressing ignorant people that want to believe their own delusion and lies, because they're just that gone in the head. I haven't met so many since I've been on here. I have met so many delusional weirdos in one place. In the internet, it seems like it collects them. And they come on the internet. Hey, Life Wish Center, how are you? Good to see you. Beautiful. This internet is like it draws a lot of delusional people that never were popular, and that never was accepted. They had to be somebody that they weren't, and they attract these people, and they get these platforms, and they start wreaking havoc, honey. They start doing the most on these internet streets, and you be like, baby, you must didn't have a lot of love or something in your life, because you a straight up fool on here. So those type of people I stay away from. Yes, honey, a lot of personality disorders on this app for sure. Some people have multiple personalities. They have, I can, let me see what different types of personalities that be. I mean, I'm gonna Google this because these people are fascinating to me, how just strange they are. Let me see. Google, what type of personality disorders are they? Yes, because these people are very strange. Schizophrenia, paranoia, antisocial, borderline. Oh my God, narcissistic, obsessive, compulsive. So you dealing with a cesspool of real weird people at the same time. See, when I knew something wasn't right, when I was doing something, I was like, okay, me thinking this certain way, it might not be correct. So let me see about getting some therapy. Let me see about going and seeing what what's going on with me. People need to invest in their mental health. They invest in all these other things. They need to invest in mental health. The fact that if it's a man that look like he 8 months pregnant and say he's not fat, that is some delusional for your butt. Just crazy. But that's how some people are. They are so blinded. And I always say, my grandmother always say the devil be blinding people. And a lot of people are blinded by their own behavior, their own looks, just like some of these women. You can have a woman, maybe to somebody she beautiful, but good and well she look busted. And she, you can't tell her she ain't fine, she ain't beautiful, she ain't this. Just delusional. And she probably look like a straight up crackhead. But this is what I'm saying. This is how you know that people are really blinded by the God of this world, and that they have a lot of different mental disorders that cause them to act the way they do. That's why I always check me first. I always look at me first because number one, I know I'm not always right. That's number one. Number two, there's always things that I can change about myself that will help me to be a better person. So, and number three, there's some things I got blind spots as well. So I always try to make sure that I deal with my blind sides, because a lot of times we have blind spots in our life that we don't see it as a problem, but it really is a problem, and it affects our life. Either affects us right now, or it will affect us later on down in the future. So we have to pay attention and be aware and not act like we don't see those blind spots that we keep ignoring and not going to get help for. So, I said all that to say, y'all have a blessed day. Thank you so much, Juicy Fruit. You really made my day. Shout out to you for blessing me today. Still waiting on my check. I don't know what they sitting up there. They ain't hit my account yet. I don't know if anybody in here is monetized, but maybe it's supposed to be hitting on the 21st. So maybe it's my bank. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, y'all have a good day. I'm finna go about my business and go to the, I sure don't want to go to the gym. I'm trying my best to fight, but I gotta go and get it over with since I didn't go yesterday. But yeah, y'all be good and y'all have a great weekend. I might go live Saturday. It just depends on how I feel because I am going out. So, I'm gonna have a good weekend. I hope you guys have a good weekend as well. Y'all be good. Love y'all to Reese's Pieces. And I will talk to you later on. Okay. Bye.